We're pulling off a section of pipe for today. He's pulling it with his car to take some of the labor out of it because this is hard to do. Well, we got it up there, but it wasn't easy. We had to walk it in a circle and keep duct taping it, and then we winched it up there with some tie straps and strapped it on. That's how we're gonna get it there. We made it out to Elkhart Lake and it just started snowing. So we're trying to get everything positioned and figured out. Super nice property out here, which is great, but for us that's bad because that means they have extra stuff buried underground usually. And it looks like we're gonna have 3 crossings, 2 for electric, 1 for gas, and then we're gonna cross one of these downspouts over here also. First thing we got to do is just wrestle this pipe off of the top of this truck here without it taking somebody out, and then we're gonna drop some trailers and reposition. So we just found 2 utilities that we had to. Mike's digging them up and I'm just shoveling alongside. The way this works is they got their power mark. See the 2 flags connected there. So I have to be 18 inches away with any power equipment. So what we did is measure 18 inches over, and then we can use the backhoe to make the hole. And then we just use this little trenching shovel, that little red one, just to knock the hole in. And you just keep knocking it in, and the backhoe bucket keeps scooping it out until you get down deep enough to where you found it. And we did, and this is the power line right there. So we'll just measure that and decide whether we're going below it or above it. All right, so this is our route. You can see the drill rig sitting back there. That's where the solar array is gonna go. And that's where we're gonna cross the gas first, and then we'll continue on and we'll cross the power. And then there's one more private electric line, which is a conduit coming off of that deck. And I tracked it from that light pole. So I hooked up to that electric wire and I sent a signal in it, and I marked that one myself because that's considered a private utility. Anything after the power meter, the homeowner owns. So that means the public utility companies don't mark it. So I marked that one for them, and we're just gonna hand dig that because I traced it at 18 inches deep. Then from this point, we've got one more thing to cross, and that's this gutter. See, the gutter actually is draining from under this deck. So the deck collects the water, runs this way, goes down here, and then I found where it comes out of the ground. It's actually marked by this decorative glass ball. So right there, you can actually see where it comes out of the ground. And this is it right here. This is where it's coming out. You can actually kind of see the pipe there. You can see the hole where it comes out. So just looking at it, it's only like 12 inches deep. So that one we're gonna dive under. As long as we're like 30 inches or deeper, we'll miss that. And that brings us to our exit, which is gonna be to the right of this door. And there's all these rocks here, so this is going to be kind of challenging to dig out because there's really not much room, and I got to get under the deck with that Kubota. Mike measured it and we have 3 inches of clearance, so really that's more than I need. We'll bring that machine in here, we'll pull these rocks out, and we'll make our exit pit. The electricians from Arch Solar are going to try to get it over to that meter. That's where they tie in, and then they'll feed the house, or if they have a power wall, they'll do some more wiring and get it to the power wall. Otherwise, the power from the solar array is going to feed directly into the existing wires. How deep is that one?
Got 30 inches to the side.
Okay. 30 inches, so that's questionable whether we go over or under it. We don't want to get that deep because we'd have to be like 4 feet. Right after it, we're going to cross this other one.
This one's at 19.
19. Oh, that's buried in conduit?
Yep.
All right, so I don't know. What do you think? What should we do?
Well, we're gonna go over this one and under that one.
So thread the needle.
We're gonna thread the needle, go above this one about 8 inches. The distance between the two approximately is 17 inches with the grade increase.
All right, well, going over this one's a little safer because then we can see it coming. How deep was that gas back there?
27 to the top.
27. Okay. Well, deeper we go, the more rocks there probably going to be. We do have room to get on top of that one too if we want. Okay, we're ready to drill. Or maybe we should dig our exit pit first. I don't know.
While we have light, that sounds like a great idea.
That's true. All right, we got it to fit under that deck, but just barely. This is how much clearance we have. And this is the area we got to dig out. So this would be pretty challenging, but we put out some wood so we can pile the dirt on the wood and not the decorative finish. And laid down some wood underneath the machine for the little bit of hydraulic leaks that it has. It's not bad, but it dripped a little bit from the bottom of the backhoe right there. We're running out of daylight here, so you can see how much more we can get done before we're running around with headlamps. Alright, it's like 5 p.m. and it's already totally pitch black out here, but we're all mixed up with drilling fluid and we're gonna give it a shot, see how far we can get. There is a lot of clay down there, but there is some small rocks, so hopefully we can get through it quickly because I don't want to have to dump that whole tank. There's the water truck all mixed up, ready to go. And we're gonna be drilling this way. Kind of hard to see, but we both got headlamps. We got the tractor lights going. It's like, I'm not 20 years old anymore, so this is kind of tough working into dark, but the thing is, if we don't do this tonight, tomorrow's going to be 0 degrees and it's still low 20s right now. Once it hits 0 degrees, it's really hard to keep our water from freezing. We just finished. It's 7:30 and we already got a whole bunch of freeze ups happening in our water system all over the place. It's freezing out here, but we did get drilled in, so at least we're that far.
What's that?
I kind of feel like we just went to war together.
Well, minus firing a rifle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's fun, huh?
Yeah.
All right, we're headed back to the job right now. It's
7
7 degrees.
Yes.
7 degrees out here. So with the wind chill, it's got to be -10, -15 right now, maybe even lower. And the biggest challenge today is going to be just trying to keep the water from freezing. As soon as it starts to freeze, it becomes an emergency. And the way that we prevent that is just by keeping it moving. So no matter what, the water's got to keep moving through the water tanks on the truck. The water pump keeps making it do a circle, and then as soon as I send it to the machine, like, it's got to keep coming out of the drill head at all times. And if it does stop, I think we got about maybe 5 to 10 minutes before it freezes up, and then we'll be running around with propane torches and flamethrowers trying to get it going, and it's just miserable. So had the truck plugged in last night and it fired up, and we're ready to go. There is no glow plug. Trying to start up the rig. It's totally dead. So cold. Well, the ram wouldn't start either. We had to jump it with the jumper cables in order to get it going, but the ram's running now. First attempt at starting the drill rig failed, and now we're gonna let it charge up for a little while. He's gonna go over there and try to start the Kubota right now. Nope, he's walking away. I don't see any smoke, so that means that won't start either. All right, here we go. This is attempt number 4. Getting close. Almost. I lost track of how many attempts it's been, but I just let it charge for like 20-25 minutes, so see if it'll go now. Check what the voltage is. Looks like you can't read that, but it says 12.7, so that's not very good. We're gonna have to give it a shot. That's not happening. We have to keep waiting and charging it. I have this generator on the truck also, and we could just plug in the drill rig to that because it's got a block heater and it would start warming it up, but I can't even get the generator started. The battery on board is dead, and I've been pulling it by hand, cranking it. It still won't start. Nothing will start. I'm gonna use my flamethrower and heat up the radiator a little bit. Put some heat into the cooling system. There it goes. Going. All right. There, we got it. Now I just gotta let it run for like an hour before we can even touch the hydraulic. Although we got it running, we started a little fire inside the radiator. There was like either some brush or maybe it was grease, I don't know, but it started smoldering, and the fan from the machine, as it ran, was fanning that fire and making it grow bigger and bigger, and it started smoking more and more. So what I did was I took that water hose and I started spraying drilling fluid all in there, and I soaked down that radiator front and back. And every time I used that water hose, I had to stop and winterize it so that it didn't freeze solid. So it was like 3 times I had to winterize it. And in that process, I got drilling fluid in my phone and messed up my mic. It's already 1:15 and we just got the Kubota started. So now we have everything started and we're gonna push in the drill, hook up our pipe and pull back. Well, there's been a couple more new developments. After we got everything started, we pushed in a drill head, got it in the hole, and then we ran out this pipe. we had to unroll that whole pipe by hand downhill. We got to the bottom of the hill, down by that pond. Mike's walking backwards and he tripped over that rock. Went totally ass over tea kettle. Did a whole flip and his legs came back over the top of his head again. We had to do some fishing here and we got it underneath that deck. That's where we're gonna feed it in from. And this is on the other side of the deck where we pre-dug our exit hole. Got it fished under there so that we can get that angle on the pullback. And there it is, hooked up and ready to pull. So we just had to hope that it makes it past that big rock or those couple of things I felt in there. It gave me a lot of resistance. So we're not home free yet, but we're ready to give it a shot. There's the rig all the way over there. There's all these super cool lawn ornaments. Like, look at this thing. It's like a silver egg or like a painted rock. It looks like chrome. It's really cool. You got all kinds of cool stuff in this yard. So this has been going on a lot. I get these freeze ups and these water pipes, and the only way to combat it is keep heating it up with the propane torch. My throttle spring on this water pump quit too, so we can't even idle it up. It's like a little spring in there that snapped. See if I can show you. It's really hard to see. That's it right there. That spring snapped off the throttle, so we can't even control the throttle. So I hope that just having it on idle feeds enough water for our pullback. So in these temperatures, these water bottles aren't to keep your water cold. They're to keep your water from freezing. Because if I just had a cup or a can of soda or something, it only takes like 5-10 minutes and it starts turning to ice. Last night when we were drilling in and struggling, pushing through that rock, I broke the chain. There's like, I don't know, 6 different lengths or something that hold this chain together. But we broke like 2 of them last night and I'm a little bit worried about it. See if I can get the angle on there. Yeah, see? So there's like 2 broken lengths on the end now. But I'm gonna try it anyway. I don't want to fix this right now because it's too cold out here. But I do have master links that I bought. A whole bunch of master links that I could repair that chain. But there's 2 chains on this machine. That's the front chain that's actually for thrust for pushing in. But we don't even need that one actually right now, because all we're going to do is pull back. So all of the force is going to be in the backwards direction. So I'm going to try to do this pullback and then I'll fix that later. So all this ice buildup on my machine froze up my rod indicator. See, this rod right here lines up with that black and white mark, and that's how I know how far to pull the rod back, because I got to get the threads right in between these 2 vices. So now I don't have any way to know because the thing broke off on the side of the machine. So I'm going to have Mike stand here and tell me when it's to the next rod. But that's after we solve the problem of I already pulled it back too far. You can actually see the joint is right there in front of that vise. That's the joint. So it's already too far. So I'm either got to make a risk and push it forward and run over my chain, or pull these anchors and back the machine up. So I think I'm just gonna do it, you know, the right way, because whenever you take a shortcut in directional drilling, you end up paying for it. And the last thing that I want to deal with right now is breaking that thing off underground and having to dig it up. Alright, so we just finished pulling back. Now I gotta dig a hole right here next to this pillar, because this is where our 2-inch pipe is supposed to come up. Mike just finished cleaning off our tooling here, and he's greasing that swivel, because if you don't grease it right away, the mud inside it will actually freeze and can break those bearings. I just finished splicing on this 90. See it coming up right here. Then you can see our old pipe. That's where the drill came through, right there. And pipe continues that way into the hole, all the way to the house. So I just got to backfill this one now and head over to the other side. And there's the old pipe where you cut off. We'll just pull out that little piece from there to there. It's dark now, but I got this side filled in. Put that sweep on, the PVC. It's coming up right alongside where they need it, so they'll run wires in that later. But we still got to head over to the other side by the house and put the 90-degree sweep on over there too. That's our last step. Mike's already got the drill rig loaded up, so let's go finish the other side and then we'll be getting out of here. Wonder what he's doing over there. He must be inspecting something. Well, we're over by the house, and I just finished doing this other angle. This one was pretty tricky. I had to put a 45 right here and then a 90 coming up, but we're ready to backfill the final hole. Here it is, the final product. Got all the rocks back in and everything. They should be pretty happy with that when they get here. They're on vacation right now. They haven't even been home. They're gonna come home and they're gonna say, oh wow, where is that pipe going? That's where it's going, all the way over there. Alright, we're gonna finish loading up and we're getting out of here. It's already late, it's getting cold again. But if you like watching the video, you should check out my playlist on my channel. Click on my channel and then there's a playlist for all underground with all kinds of videos like this. Getting ready to load up the final toy right now. Fleet's just about ready to pull out. So if you liked watching, don't forget to like the video and subscribe so we can see you in the next one. Thanks.